As a point guard, you are a mini coach on the court, which means if there's a play that is being run, you have to know the play inside out. Position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Need to know where these players need to go. And that way, when you call a play as a point guard, you know my teammate is not in the right place. I need to direct her there. I need to make sure, okay, everyone is in place, then I run the play. So it's more not just being robotic and learning your position. It's more your mind open and knowing what are the dynamics of the team. That, you know, the verse says that in everything we should find joy in everything that we're going through. Not in something, not the good thing, even the not so good, in the sense that it helps create perseverance. It's I would say the walk is not easy, because saying it is easy, but walking the journey, it needs a lot of perseverance. It needs a lot of discipline. It needs a lot of hope. And we're human beings. We fall at some point. Maybe you'd be like, okay, I'm on the right track, and then something happens, you're sidetracked. It's still okay. You just need to realize, okay, this wasn't right. Let me get my footsteps back, and I'm back on track. What I see on social media, what I hear from back home, I mean, you can see these are things we never had before. I don't know, U16 competing, U14 competing. I don't know. I don't know, Zone 5. I don't know. A lot of these things were never there before. So I just want the younger people to recognize that a lot of opportunities are there, but bigger things will find you if you
might take that journey inside.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Collins Odhiambo, and welcome to another episode of Hoop Diaries, where we dive into the stories of basketball players, coaches, referees, and anybody involved in basketball who has a story to tell or who has a story that can inspire us. And today I have on my show, hey, across the borders, wadau, nimeanza kuvuka borders. I have a lady national team player, somebody who was called up to the national team at 18 years old, and conquer the leagues both locally and internationally, won multiple championships, played for one of the top teams here in Kenya, KPA, and now he's in the UAE. Okay, just still collecting accolades. And I'm so happy to have her on the show, and I'm sure it's going to be a great show. Just based on the hype that I've seen after I posted that you're going to be on the show, I'm sure that guys are expecting a good show. So without further ado, help me welcome Rose Ouma. How are you doing?
Coach, thanks for having me on here. It's a pleasure, and I hope the stories inspire someone out there.
Yes. We had a game today. How was the game?
Actually, we didn't have a game today. We had regular practice. We played yesterday. It turned out to be we lost, but we had a lot to learn from it, in the sense that all of their players were taller than us. So it's a new challenge that makes us, focus on something better to work on practice next. So, but it was a good experience overall.
Yeah, but basketball is like that. Hakuna draw. There are days you'll win, there are days you'll lose. But all in all, we try and learn something from the game. So, as a tradition on this show, the first thing we normally do is we want to learn more about you, to understand you. So, what can you share with us to help us understand more about the person who's in front of us today?
It's a bit of an extensive subject, but just to sort of recap a bit about it. First of all, I'm a born-again Christian who is a mother, a wife, a basketball player, a coach, Um, it's a lot of things, but sort of a summary. Just I'm a born again Christian who uses basketball now as a tool to witness for Christ. And it goes beyond the Christian borders in the sense that it's anyone who is interested in the game, who is interested to learn, and the opportunity is there to teach. I'm all for it. So that's sort of a summary of who I am.
Nice. That is like discipleship through basketball.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a long story, but my journey started back in Eldoret. That's where it all started. I'm born and raised in Eldoret. My family was all back in Eldoret when I was going in primary school, and then about seventh grade, I saw my brother. Some of you guys might know my brother, Maurice Ouma, plays and coaches Eldoret. So to do so, I tagged along. And back then there were no many ladies playing, so I found myself playing with his friends, who are about 6-7 years older than me. They're all boys. So that's where it all started. We would walk to the court about half an hour, coming back home. But that's how the love of the game started. And then I went to high school. In high school, there was a basketball team, but not really like a good coach, or it was just participating of little school. So when I got to directly from Form 1, so when you join and there's a team, and then we had a coach. Sorry, the high school I went to is Kapkenda. It's somewhere in Rift Valley. So it was a school not in basketball. We got to start off a team with it just started from there. So it built up, we formed a team, and basketball is usually in the first term of the school year. So that's how it started. The first year, we didn't do really well. Then when I went back home, the interest increased. So I would still go to UG High School, play with the guys on school holidays. And then bit by bit, in high school, we got to reach the nationals. We played one of the powerhouses back then, Mombasa High School. And that's where my exposure now to the game sort of picked up. Because from there, we had Coach Philip, who recognized me, and then is like, no, you can come play for a team back in Mombasa. I'd never left the grounds of Eldoret, where I was born and raised. So when it reached like moving from Eldoret to Mombasa, it was a huge a shout out to my parents, because my parents sort of just supported the whole thing. They didn't know who Coach Philip was. They didn't know in Mombasa, who am I going to stay with, and all these bits and pieces. They sort of trusted the process, and they allowed me to venture out. So after high school, I got my first call up to join KPA for it was back in November. I cleared, I graduated high school in November. And I think the same month I went to join KPA before the year ended. So it was sort of a post-season workout, and then after that, the new year, then now I started with the team officially. So that is where my professional journey began.
Very interesting, man. Wow, I didn't know. So you were born in Eldoret, and then you found yourself in KPA, and that is where your journey began. Man, I normally love those stories because they are always unique. And that is why I actually said Hope Diaries, because stories in different diaries are have different parts. But all in all, you end up getting to yeah. All in all, you end up getting to KPA, and then this interesting thing happens, man. So can you maybe take us through how you're able to get the call up to the national team, and maybe your experience, just getting there and being part of the team?
It was an interesting journey in the sense that I cleared high school in 2002, and then 2003 I officially started with KPA. Back then, KPA was a powerhouse in so many ways. I got in there, and there was about 6 to 8 players who were already like making the national team on a regular basis. So you go in, and competition was another level. Like just for you to get to play, like to make the final 12 was a hassle that was tough. But then when I joined the
Yeah.
team, one thing I'm grateful for, we had Coach Ojuku as the main coach. Coach Ojuku, with Coach Ojuku, you had to play defense for you to be able to play the game. For you to get more defense was a must. So this was a non-negotiable for him, and I think it still is. But so when I joined the team, the competition was extreme, and back then we had the best guard, I would say, in East and Central Africa, which was the late Susan Agoya. Came in, my whole position was the one. So this was a type of competition I was supposed to go up against a lot of big names who pushed you to be somebody better. And given the culture that Coach Ojuku team back then, you either had to play or just not show up. So with this culture, it exposed me to a lot more at a younger age because I came in, I was young. But one thing I thank God for is I think I was naive, grasped a lot of things that were happening without being intentionally like wanting to grasp them. I don't know if you get it. It's like you're in that position now, but then now you pick up these bits and pieces to be able to compete and be able to make the team. So all this sort of build up. So for me, I was like, okay, this is the environment I'm put in. I need to pick up and move, pick up the pace and join and be part of the team. And so when the season progressed, I think we started the season in April. By the time it was getting to about July, August, we had the national team call up back in August. And my name appeared on there. And a lot of, and there was a lot of talk, a lot of, I would say politics in quotes. It's like she's still young and blah, blah, blah. There was a lot of this. And so for me, from being that sort of naive, I just showed up. I was like, okay, there's no harm in this. It's an opportunity given. I'll show up. And this was a call up to represent Kenya in the 8th All African Games. So when I went, and this was also another step up for me because when I went in, we had one of the best coaches in the country, the late Coach Smart. Coach Smart, yes. So coming in under Coach Smart was also something that was a blessing in disguise, in the sense that I would say Coach Smart saw something in me that I didn't see it in myself either. Because being called up to the national team, they saw something in me that I didn't know, I couldn't tell about it. And so just being given that opportunity to be there, also now competing against other players from the other teams, because national team is all players nationwide. So with just that opportunity and the belief in coach that, okay, there's something that is in her that maybe can help the team. To me, it's back then when it happened, I really didn't notice it or recognize it. For me, I was just like, I was going with the flow. Okay, now called up. Now I'm here. What do we need to do? Just going with the flow, practicing when you're supposed to, doing the little things. And when the final team was decided, my name was there. So yeah, it was a bone of contention. Later on, years later, I heard how it was a bone of contention. But then for me back then when it happened, I was like, I'm here. We'll go with the flow. So yeah.
Yeah. And that is how now you started now, playing, I can say, high level basketball, because now you're going to compete with the other great players from other countries. Yeah, 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 and I actually see your T-shirt is written toughness. I see toughness written there, which is actually a great thing. Because the next question I'm actually going to have for you is about toughness. Now, when did you first start understanding the mental toughness required to compete in these high level situations? Because now you stepped up into another level, so you have to be mentally tough. So when did you realize? Because you said you didn't really like know what was happening, you did not understand what was happening fully, but in hindsight now you are able to like connect the dots. So I'm wondering, like, is there a time when you realized mental toughness plays a huge role to be able to play in this high level?
I think I grew up into it. There wasn't like a certain moment I can just say, okay, now this is where things have to change. No. It's an interesting story about the T-shirt you mentioned. It's
Mhm.
I have the team I'm coaching currently. They've taught
Mhm.
me a lot. As much as I teach them, they've taught me a lot. So yesterday, one of the players, I mean, it's something they do often, but once in a while they show it in a different way. They are a selfless team. They're a team that wants to show love and care and stuff. So one of the girls just bought the T-shirt and it's like, okay, everybody gets this. So I'm like, so it just it sort of reflected back on the team, on how
Mhm.
much they've grown to get to this point, and it's something I'm
Mm.
grateful. And now back to the question that you asked me: how did I get the grit about mental toughness? I would say
Mm.
I grew into it, and mostly this happened when I went into university. I
Mhm.
got the opportunity to play out of the country, and
Mm.
it was about 4 or 5 years after I played for KPA. And
Mhm.
going out of the country was also one of the things that, like I mentioned, I just moved with the flow. So even when this
Yeah.
opportunity to play out of the country came, my parents were like, I just told my parents, okay, this came up and this is what's happening. And they were okay with it. So
Mm.
sometimes I look back and I'm like, did they really know where they were sending me? Or, like all these questions. But then
Yeah.
when I left the country, it was just me, my friend who had invited me. I mean, who had helped me get the scholarship, who is called Bona Ogada, and now
Mhm.
the new place where we were. So getting into that space where you're away from family, you have academics to put up with, you have basketball to pick up, all these things
Mm.
together. You didn't have a choice to slow down. You didn't have a choice. You didn't have another choice. The choice was either
Yeah.
you make it or you make it. So
Yeah.
that's where it started building up bit by bit.
Ah. Ah. Well, because I'm trying to think. I also got an opportunity like to go play outside, but just here in Uganda. But it was the same thing where I moved away from family. I saw an opportunity there to get a scholarship at KIU, which I actually ended up getting after 1 year. But what I'm trying to understand, you go to another country, new culture, the way things are done, it's different. You're not used to it. You are away from home. What kept you going? Because for me, it was very simple. I had a goal to get a scholarship. So I'm trying to think, Now you've gotten to university. But then you'll tell us which university. You've gotten to university. What kept you going? Even though you're away from home and all these things, you have to balance school and everything. What kept you going? Because now you have a scholarship.
Well, I started off my university journey in Lewis and Clark Community College in Illinois. This is one of my former teammates in high school plus club level. I played for Railways for about a year, and we played together with her. And then she left the country, and then she pulled me over. So what got me, the motivating factor to get me going while I was there is, okay, you have this opportunity, your school is being paid for. For me, it was the education, getting the education and, just making my life better and, touching life to go along. So for me, that was sort of the goal. You've been given this opportunity. You're not paying for school. You're not paying for where you live. You're not paying for food. It's like, okay, you got this on your plate. You got to show for it. So that was my motivator all along.
Interesting. And how are you able to balance like all this? You need you have your academics, you have your basketball, you have your own personal life. So I'm trying to understand also, how are you able to balance all this and still be able to get accolades like defensive player, all American honors. So maybe you can give us a tip or trip or a secret, it can help somebody watch.
To be honest to God, I think maybe it's cliche, but my life has been more of going with the flow and just figuring out which one is okay, which one is not okay. And now being in university, I would say what helped me as well to sort of navigate all this was at school, you had no choice. Your grades had to be up. For you to maintain, to get that scholarship, your grades had to be up. So you had to do whatever it is. You had to get extra, study hours. You had to get your homework done, everything. But also like on the basketball side of it, we had coach, her name is Coach Peg Mitchell. And the coaches used to keep us accountable. Like, okay, your grades are not okay. You gotta do something. And then now when it comes to the coach also, she pushed me to be better in the sense that when I went to the US, for uni, my position was 1, 2, 3. My main position was a 1. So when I got there, it happened that the team had height issues, not really like height issues, but I had an average height. And then I had good footwork. So from this, the coach sort of adjusted my playing position. She's like, he will play 3, 4, 5 for us. So it pushed me into playing the big man position mostly. Yes.
Okay.
So it made me, I could handle the ball. I could play too. I was a utility player, let's say. The first two years of my collegiate career. So given this responsibility of being able to handle all this, because at some point when the pressure was high, they're like, okay, you need to step up to help. And then now, it's just being versatile in a way that allowed me to excel basically. So our practice timings were like, okay, it's negotiable. Class timings, non-negotiable. Your private life was, okay, you figure out what you need to do, but these two, there's nothing is negotiable about this. So, and then being away from home, you're like, okay, I cannot afford to mess up on this. So you're pushed to get your academics right, get your basketball right, and then you're okay. So, yeah.
And I feel like that actually that was actually a reality for you, because it's very clear you are very coachable. That's why you're able to play all those positions, and the coach will tell you, now we need you to be able to play this position now, 3 and 4, and you're still able to to adjust. So I feel like that is an important thing for the young guys watching, because the people that I really want to watch also these videos are the young people growing into the game, so that they can learn from your stories, but also get some tips. And what you just explained there is very simple. Be coachable. It opens up opportunities for you, and then also be ready to play a role in a team. Based on what the team needs at that particular time. And at times you might be like, yeah, I cannot play this position, but the coaches can see. At times you cannot see, but at times the coaches can see, okay, I can trust her in this position. So it's a matter of adjusting and playing to that role. And just speaking of, being coachable, is there anything you can share, maybe with the young generation right now, especially at home, about the importance of being a player who can be coached, and maybe the advantages?
Yeah, being coachable is a non-negotiable for me, in the sense that it will allow you to play for any coach, to play in any system. You just have to come and be open-minded and be ready to learn. Because what I realize now, or what I've seen and what I hear, a lot of us come into game entitled already. You're like, um, I'm here, mi ndio kusema, and all these things. But I would wish for all our younger players, you come into an environment, be open-minded, be ready to learn, listen more than you talk. Because when you come into a team, or into like a place where they're teaching basketball, be ready to learn and be ready to ask questions. Ask as much as you can, because that's one of the ways you learn. Because a coach might be explaining something, you're not listening, or you're listening half, then you're told to go run the same thing you've just been told, and you can't. You're like, oh, I was supposed to, but that's why you need to come in, be open-minded, ask questions. We all mess up. But then being coachable just means being able to, be spoken to and listen, and then act on it. Once you've listened, you get to do it, and then repetition, it sticks. But the big one for me about being coachable, just be open to listen, ask questions, get to work.
Nice. And what I've come to learn, actually, in hindsight, is right now we have a lot of information online. You can, we are recording a video like this, we are going to post online, we are going to share tips. Somebody will hear your story and actually learn something. But also we have drills and workouts and all these things online. And the only way they can help you is if you are coachable, if you want to learn. I feel like that is the main thing. If you are eager to learn, then coaching you is not, yeah, it's not a challenge, because even the guys that I've been able to work with, the ones that have been more fun for me are the guys who are like eager to learn. Like, you even tell the kid, yeah, you even tell the kid, okay, we are going to the next drill. He's like, can I just repeat that one drill again? Because of what you shared with me, now I want to try it again. So if you get a player like that, I feel like you've experienced also the same thing as a coach now. You want to like give them more. Yeah, there's something in, yeah, it's like, yeah, you
Team. Because when I started with them, there was a bit of reluctancy, but as the time has gone by, they're like, oh, coach, can we do this? Okay, you told us this, can we rerun it? Can we? So it's more them also wanting to learn. Like you can tell the love of the game has grown. And then this
yeah.
one now pushes them to want to come to practice on time, not want to miss practice, want to
Yeah.
repeat the drills. So there's growth. And then you find there's growth as you go along. Yeah.
And I like what you've just said there. It makes them want to come back for practice. If I feel like, if that's something that I've learned, if you are a coach and able to plan yourself in such a way that players look forward to practice, my friend, it changes the game. I've been in a situation where, yeah, I've been in a situation where guys were not showing up for practice, even like our team last year. Guys were not like really serious about practice. But when you go to the game, we struggle and we wonder why. And for me, I was like, guys, we are not training. So what? Why do you expect us to like play some good basketball? But when we were able now to like plan our practices, even guys who used to have excuses about, oh, maze jam or job, they were there on time because they know what to expect. They know what they are going to do, and it gives them that motivation also to continue showing up for, show up for practice. And I really like that you said that point, because that falls on the coaches as well, how we plan ourselves. So ile unakuja unasema figure eight, kidogo sijui layup, like you don't even have a plan, unaona, and the players can tell.
Now they can tell what a good practice is like, what it's not.
Yes.
And they're also not afraid to give their feedback, because we have a generation where it's a freedom of speech. So I mean, they'll give the feedback some way, somehow, and it will get back to you. Yeah,
Yeah.
we gotta show.
Yeah. Yeah. So let us just talk a little bit about this. This just came to my mind. Let us just talk a little bit about your experience representing the national team. Now, not when you actually got into the national team. Years later, now you are part of the team, but you're one of the leaders in the team. So maybe can you share with us your last experience and what maybe it means to you, so that maybe it can inspire other girls to also want to represent the country in a tournament.
um to be honest, as the years, I've been okay, let me rephrase this. I've
Mm,
been blessed enough to have been part of the national team for so many years.
mm,
And being part of the team, I would give you an example of my last trip with the team back in 2023. Yes,
mhm,
2023.
mm,
Um, being the oldest player on the team back then, and
mm,
being able to like have a leadership role on the team, it means a
mhm,
lot, in the sense that, but the first thing is that being able to be just the 12 to represent the country in itself is an honor. So there's
mm,
one thing I want the younger people to know. When you're wearing the national flag on your jersey, you're
mhm,
representing whole nation, and it's something you don't take lightly, or you don't take for granted,
mm,
because there's a lot of people who look at you and up to you. So how you behave while wearing the red, black, green, and white,
mm,
a lot. There's a lot of people who watch and they're like, oh, I want to be like her. I want to be like, there's a
mm,
lot we share without actually speaking. Just being able to wear those national colors, being able to be on that platform, we're
mm,
speaking to a lot of people without knowing. And it's something I want each and everyone, I mean, who gets that opportunity, to take it with pride. Take it with
mm,
pride and represent well. Don't be wearing those colors and you're going out there misbehaving. Don't be wearing those colors and you're on the court screaming and cussing out people. That is not what it means. When you are wearing those colors, you need to wear them with pride.
mm,
And for me, just having that opportunity to have younger players on the team meant a lot, in the sense that they can see this is an opportunity that is there long run. If you
mm,
if you stay in the game, if you play the game right, if you keep at it, don't give up. You keep going. One time you're in there, maybe next time you're not, for a reason or another. You don't stop. If it's something that you're really passionate about, playing the game, representing the country, there are a lot of opportunities now. So
mm.
if you play the game right, you stay true to the game, I mean, you take care of your body, you take care of yourself well, you eat right, you train, you don't cheat on the game. It will pay off. It will pay off, whether it's the national team accolades, and now we have a lot of exposure. So we have coaches coming in and out of the country. You never know. It might get you a scholarship. It might get you an opportunity to play pro in another country. So it's just a matter of when that opportunity represents itself, take it with pride, take it with honor, and be excellent at it. The opportunity you have when you're in that position, you're given 1 minute to play in a game. Give it your best. When you're given 10 seconds, give it what you have. When you're given 40 minutes, show up for it. So it's just taking the opportunity, enjoying the ride, and exceeding in it. You never know what will come out. So enjoy that time there. Do what you're supposed to do, and things will happen.
Nice. I think during that Corona period, I had an opportunity to interview Peter Kiganya, and he actually said that when you are playing for the national team, you have to think of it as also a platform to showcase what you can do. So yeah, because just the same way you said, you never know who's watching, and even now there are more opportunities. You never know who's watching and what opportunity might open up. Just because you are given 5 minutes and you showed up fully for that 5 minutes, and it has happened. Somebody just plays for 5 minutes, gets an opportunity, goes to the next level, and now where he goes now, he's able to play 30 minutes, 20 minutes, easy, because of what he did with that 5 minutes. So, guys, if you're watching this episode up to this time, asanteni sana. We're having some good conversation here, and if you're getting value, remember to subscribe. Like, comment, and share, and also let me know of a guest that you want me to have on the show. You left the country, you've played in the US, now you're playing at UAE. Can you maybe share with us one culture shock that you've experienced, that you experienced when you went to the US, and also maybe one when you went to the UAE?
Well, culture shock. I need to think about this. Like like I told you, I'm sort of a person who goes with the flow.
Yeah.
So it was, you will see something and then you're like, oh, okay. Oh no, for me the biggest one I would say going to the US was not really a culture shock, but it was more like people playing the race card. Like back in Kenya, we didn't know anything. There's nothing about race. Everybody is the same.
Yeah.
So a couple of times, like you would be interacting with the African American teammates or just in general, and then somebody will come to tell you, "Did you understand what they just said?" It's like, what? For me, it was just normal. I mean, there was nothing racial attached to it. But then, like my colleagues saw it different. So I'm like, it didn't make sense to me. But because we coming from back in Kenya, we are all the same. It's just, but then for me, it was there was those comments that people would say that had different meanings. But for me, it was like, I don't see anything up with it. Yeah.
What about in UAE?
In UAE, there wasn't much really.
What about the heat?
I sort of readjusted in the sense that, I stayed in Mombasa for a bit.
Oh, yeah.
The heat was there, not as much as here. But if you look at the setup of the place, is more, I mean, it has a lot of Western influence. So there's not much of a huge difference. One that stands out was probably like Ramadan time. Back then when I came into the country during Ramadan, you cannot eat or drink outside.
Okay.
Unless you're in your own like confined place. Like even water, however hot it is, just that not being able to have this, because we are used to, okay, you would go somewhere, you drink your water, you go somewhere, you snack on something. But then like during this time fully, like you couldn't do it. Now things have a bit but back then it was strict. Like even the eating places were closed during the day, or it has to be like fully covered. So yeah, that was a new one for me.
Interesting. Interesting, man. I think when you go to a new place, there's always something you'll see which you're like, hey, this one I've never experienced. It can be good, it can be negative, but at least you'll experience. I don't know if you can share with the youth based on your own experience why it is really important, like for you or even for us in general, to put God first, even in basketball, because now that's something that I'm preaching. Even in basketball, you can't do anything without God. So maybe can you share your experience or a tip that can help the youth put God first in whatever they do?
Yeah. Thanks for asking this. It's one of those other ones that is a non-negotiable for me, in the sense that God enables us to do every little bit of thing we are able to do.
Yeah.
To speak, it's God. To see, it's God. The other day I listened to something and someone said, the life you live is the life you teach.
Ooh.
So me having God in every aspect, and in this case it's basketball, keeps me grounded, because I have a target. My target is to honor God in everything that I do. So basketball is a main thing for me. Basketball is something I do without any hustle, without like, you're told your talent will make room for you. For me, my talent is basketball. It's making room for me in ways that I never thought of. And it's not out of my own doing. There's a higher power that is orchestrating this. So there's no other way we can mince this word, that God is the source, God is the focus. And for the younger ones, you must have a purpose. What is your purpose in life? And for a Christian, our purpose in life is to honor God. And I would say, like, even for the other religions, I mean, they believe in a certain higher power, and usually they strive to honor this higher power. And for me as a believer, my God is everything. So in everything I do, basketball, non-basketball, being a mother, being a wife, being a friend, being a daughter, being a sister, is all geared towards this main goal. So you must have purpose, which is honoring God. So in my coaching, if I'm coaching in a way that is honoring God, then I need to question myself, what's the motive behind this? And sort of keeps me grounded. So for the younger people coming up, for anyone in general, that purpose is big time, is important, because that is where everything else is pegged towards. So know your purpose is to honor God. How you play needs to honor God. How you speak needs to honor God. What you watch, what you look at needs to honor God. How you interact with your parents, how you interact with your siblings, friends, all this needs to culminate to that point of, is it honoring God? And if it is not, then there's something that we need to change, or we need to go about differently. And you can only know if you consult with this God, because he knows all, he sees all, and he enables us to do every little thing that we desire to do. So for me, it's my why. It's my why. Why do we live this life? That's my why. So everything else, all these hats that I wear, centers around this. And something that comes also with time and your exposure to who do you surround yourself with? Who do you look up to? The people that influence your life, are they leading you towards that? For me, towards God. Those I hang around, do they draw me towards God or they pull me away from God? So it's more of realization. And he's a God that we can talk to anytime about anything.
Yeah.
So consult with him and he directs sort of your ways. So cannot say how yeah, it is important to have this. It is important.
Yeah. Oof. And that is one thing I wish, even just not even in terms of just basketball, but in terms of like life. That's something that I wish I understood very early on. Like the power of just having that connection, not just praying all the day and having a connection with God to a point where you can actually listen to him. You can actually get his hints. I learned from a rabbi, and he said that God gives you hints every day. So unasikia ile time Mungu anakwambia usiende hiyo safari, ama don't do a particular thing, and then you end up going, unajipata uko na puncture, ama unaenda unapata kuna jam, unaona. So being able to listen to that, it's something that you have to develop. It's a relationship with God, so you have to develop that relationship so that you'll be able to hear, unaona. And when you're able to hear, it is very, like, it's straightforward. You'll be able to honor God, yani itakuwa, yani you will understand it. Yeah, that is something that I wish I learned long time ago, but I feel like you have to go through this. Like, you try life alone, you try basketball alone, and then when you put God in the center, you see things differently, and then you're like, oh, hivi ndio vitu zinafaa kufanywa, and the things happen at least more smoothly. And I appreciate that you've really emphasized that point of that.
Realizes, sometimes it takes us a while to get to that realization, but then all these things that happen along the way, they are not meant to bring you down, but they are lessons for you to reach a point and say, oh, I did this, but I did it in a certain way. Maybe I should try this way because now I'm sort of guided in this way. So they are just there to sort of beef you up.
Yeah. Yeah. True. There's a verse that I've forgotten, but it's in James, the book of James, but it basically says, be happy, like, be happy when you are facing trials and tribulations, because those are things that build perseverance. They help you build that perseverance. And in my mind, I was like, so somebody will see you going through these things and they'll be like, huyu jamaa maisha yake ni ngumu, ama mambo anafanya ni complicated. But you for you, it is, once you understand, it is like building up something in you, you're able to go through that. The reason why I'm saying that is also because I think, I don't know about you, but I feel like basketball also helps you, even for the young people, it helps you like build that perseverance, kwa sababu kusema tu kweli, kuchapa zoezi, uende sijui ufanye the same thing, shooting form, you go for layups, you've been going for layups all this time, uende layups, uende gym, you have to eat, you have to sleep at a particular time, you have to stretch, you have to do what. It is not easy, and somebody looking from the outside will be like, bana Kolo unafanya vitu mingi sana, hizi vitu za Kolo mimi siwezi. But because I know I know what is helping me with, I'm able to persevere through it. I don't know if it's the same thing for you.
It resounds. It's the same in the sense that, the verse says that in everything we should be we should find joy in everything that we're
Yes.
going through, not in
Mm.
something, not the good thing,
Mm.
even the not so good, in the sense
Yeah.
that it helps create perseverance. And it's I would say the walk is not easy,
Mm.
because saying it is easy, but walking the journey, it needs a lot
Mm.
of perseverance, it needs a lot of discipline, needs a lot of
Mm.
and we're human beings, we fall at some point. Maybe you'd be like, okay, I'm on the right track, and then something happens, you're sidetracked. It's still okay. You just need to
Mm.
realize, okay, this wasn't right, let me get my footsteps back, and I'm back on track. So
Mm.
we might fall, you might, but keep at it, keep at it. It's not easy, it's not uh difficult as well. It is doable.
Mm.
As God leads the
Mm.
way, it is doable.
Yeah.
So keep going,
Mm.
keep going.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, man. Man, now you are a coach. We see there's a player brought for you t-shirts. Toughness hapo. Lazima you have to be tough as a team. So I'm just interested to understand because I think every coach has a philosophy. So what can you say is your coaching philosophy right now?
My coaching philosophy, in a few words, for me, is to create all-rounded players, like an all-rounded player. Not
Mm-hmm.
all-rounded means on the court. What the skills we apply on the court, it takes a
Mm-hmm.
lot of discipline for you to learn them. It takes a lot of discipline for you to hear them. It takes a lot of discipline for you to act on it. So as
Mm.
I'm developing a player on the court, that's not just my main goal. My main goal goes around a human being in general. And like I
Mm.
told you, if we put God first, then we build up on it. So the basketball is my witnessing uh, ground. And so when
Mm.
players come in, it's my desire to get them basketball sound, which is the physical part of it. The mental part of it is huge.
Mm.
And I mean, the tactics and the skills as well. So
Yeah.
this revolves around, there's you developing relationship with your players, just getting to know, because players come in with um different baggages or different hats that they wear. So when
Mm.
somebody comes into practice, okay, mentally they're not here today. You would want to know why. Physically,
Mm.
okay, we're here, but mentally, so it's just a matter of learning the players as a whole, not just basketball
Mm.
wise, and trying to see how can we help, because a lot of things happen off the court and then
Yeah.
they're carried on court, because mentally some of the players come in and they're drained, and then they come on court and whatever it is you're teaching is like, it's just not sinking in. So for me is more just getting to know the players a little bit, getting to know what we're struggling with, what we are not, and trying to just build a, a proper human on and off the
Mm.
court.
Mm.
Because this way, when they feel safe, when they feel like they're in an environment that is conducive for them,
Yes.
they don't have a reason
Mm.
to perform.
Yeah.
And the main goal is to have people who are mentally sound, physically sound, and then
Mm.
the skill comes in after. So
Mm.
for me, it's
Yeah.
just develop a player in general as a person. Yeah.
Ah. Ah. And you've mentioned something also there, which is I'm very interested in. Like I'm really like I'm even doing a course on, and this is the mental part of the game, mental toughness, mental IQ. It has different names. So based on your own experience as a basketball player, are there some things that you're trying to instill in your players mentally that you learned along your journey to where you are right now? Because I feel like if you share it with them, they'll have to experience it. But if you let them know these are things that you will experience, I think mentally it was idea to be ready when such things happen.
Yes. One that stands out is being present, like I would say just being present in the moment, knowing what your surrounding needs, and then knowing your position and your role on the team. I was giving an example to one of my girls today, a few days ago. It's more about, okay, my role, what's my position on the team? I'm a point guard. As a point guard, you are a mini coach on the court, which means if there's a play that is being run, you have to know the play inside out. Position 1, 2, 3, 4. Need to know where these players need to go. And that way, when you call a play as a point guard, you know my teammate is not in the right place. I need to direct her there. I need to make sure, okay, everyone is in place, then I run the play. So it's more not just being robotic and learning your position. It's more your mind open and knowing what are the dynamics of the team. Okay, this is my position. I need to do 3, 4, 5. If I'm a 1, I need to know the whole play. 2, probably I need to know position 3, position 1. 3, I need to know 2, I need to know 4. 4, I need to know 5, probably of 3. And then 5 is probably 4, 5. So it's just not being robotic and being open to learn the game as a whole. Because at times we feel restricted. Mentally, you're like, oh, I was supposed to go here, then it doesn't happen, or something happens and you mess up, and then it gets into your head, oh, but coach, I was supposed. No, it's more like, okay, this is what the defense is giving you, read it. Find a way to punish the defense. Next time they'll play you, then you get your options. So for me, the mental part of it is just when you come on the court, you gotta be ready to check in what is being taught. When you come in, you have a target. My target is to do this. So what there you need to be focused in, like really not like I'm in, but I'm thinking of, okay, what am I doing later? What am I doing after this? This thing. So you're locked in. That's one for me. Once you're done with this, okay, then we figure out what next. And the other thing is about being competitive as you can be, because we come into the court and our focus is, oh, this position, I have 3, 4 people that I'm competing against. So 2 people are iffy. So it's only me and this person. So you come in not really like competitive enough, like not wanting to make better. You come in with a sense that, oh, anyway, I'm showing up. If the game comes up, coach will still get me playing. And you're comparing yourself with somebody else. Oh no, she's not coming. She's So for me, I just want to mentally show up for you, and be better. Let the rest of the sort of check themselves. So
Nice. Nice. It's like daily improvement, and then also be present. So you said be present, focus on daily improvement, and stay competitive, that is good, man. That I totally agree with, and it also our role as coaches to make sure that this is clear. Like when you come to practice, guys, know you're competing for jerseys. So if you're here just because you're sure of I'm going to get a jersey, you're going to be surprised. You end up sitting on the bench, and the other player who was competitive in practice. And I feel like I've also experienced that where I was very sure of myself, like mi nitacheza tu, like unajua, and then your competitiveness inaanza kuenda chini, alafu inafika mahali now the coaches or the coach didn't trust me that much. And then I actually learned about that from another. Yeah, I learned that from another coach who was like, no, the coach plays the players that he trusts, not the most skilled. Ni ule ana trust. So unaweza kuwa uko skilled, but if he doesn't trust you in making the right decision, in trying to do what he wants us to do on the floor, you won't play. And once I got that, I was like, let me adjust. And I was able to get back to now playing. I was even much better. I was even like, eh. Yeah, I was like, let me protect my jersey, man.
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
For a lot of people, actually, for a lot of people, we learn this the hard way. You're like, you end up slowing down, you end up not being effective, and then you're put on the bench, and then you're like, oh, maybe this is why. So you learn the hard way, and it takes you a while to get back to it. So I mean, just show up, be competitive, give it your best. You never know.
Yeah. And you never know. And I also feel like, man, I normally look back, and one thing that I'm proud of is I've used my time well. Like as a basketball player, every opportunity I got to train, to play the game, like for me it is always like, if I'm going to play a game, I have to prepare. So I really like training. Like mi sina shida na kutrain. Hata nikimaliza kurekodi, we have a game tomorrow, I'm going to shoot kidogo, and then is when I come and do my mobility, sleep, wake up again, do my mobility, and then go for the game. It is not hard for me, but one thing that I normally have in my mind is I want to be sure that by the time I like officially retire and stop like playing that active basketball like in the Premier League ama nini, I want to look back and say, I did my best. Like nili enjoy. Unajua? Yeah,
It's
so
something people can't say. So I mean, if you're really in a position where you recognize what you're doing now, is what you're supposed to do.
yeah.
The ride becomes nice. Enjoy.
Yes, man, you have to enjoy when you still have this time. And then just talking about looking back and reflection, and just talk about maybe your journey now, and maybe some advice you'll give to I think you've already given some advice here and there, but maybe advice that you could give to your younger self, or the younger players who are growing up right now in Kenya, playing basketball, facing different challenges, which I'm sure you also faced. So maybe a word of advice that you can give them to keep them going.
I'll summarize it in probably like 2 lines.
Mm.
One is I mentioned this before, the life you live is the life you teach. So basketball journey, every opportunity you get, be excellent at it. Take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way. Exceed in it, and then something bigger is going to come up. Because right now, there's a lot of opportunities, like what I see on social media, what I hear from back home. I mean, you can see these are things we never had before. I don't know, U16 competing, U14 competing. I don't know. I don't know, Zone 5. I don't know. A lot of these things were never there before. So I just want the younger people to recognize that a lot of opportunities are there, but bigger things will find you if you're true to the little ones that you have now. Every opportunity that comes your way, make the best out of it. Keep practicing, staying fit. Keep reading as well. A lot of back home, I don't think we watch much of films. Watching film is a huge part of the game that I learned later on. in my playing career. And so
Mm.
now have internet is accessible almost everywhere. So you need to
Mm.
get as much information as you can. You have the games being played. Just take some time, watch the games. Okay, so and so is playing this way. Okay, he was denied this way. What did he do? These things help us. Once you watch it, you can go implement it in the game. So for
Mm.
me, younger ones, stay true to the game, stay true to yourself. Keep working, keep putting in the work, keep getting information and use this information wisely. And whatever
Mm.
opportunity comes your way, take it and exceed in it. It will
Mm.
make way for bigger ones.
Mm. Mm. I like that. Take any opportunity that comes, exceed in it, excel in it, and that will open up bigger opportunities. I like that. That is true. I've never heard of that, but hiyo nimechukua hiyo na nitaandika kwa journal leo. That is great. I like that. Hiyo ni mzuri sana. So now let us talk about maybe your future aspirations. What is next for you in basketball and beyond? You have a team now, you have a family. Are there any new goals you're excited about that you can share with us?
Um, where do we start from?
Yeah.
In life, as life progresses, your
Mm.
goals sort of tend to shift. And
Mm.
I mean, given what you had before, what you currently have, and what you aspire to achieve. So for me
Mm.
now, okay, it's more my mental and my physical well-being, putting God
Mm.
first, just staying
Yeah.
healthy. That's uh, that's one big one, because when I'm
Mm.
healthy, I can do the other things. When I'm
Yeah.
mentally okay, when I'm right with God, I can do all the other things. So that's
Mm.
one for me that stands out. Family wise, now I'm at a point in life where spending time with um, family for me here in UAE is my husband and my kids. So these
Mm.
are now that with kids being in school and the younger one not yet in school. So it's navigating motherhood, navigating being a wife, being a coach. So just trying to
Yeah.
find a way to navigate this is my priority for now.
Mm.
Basketball wise, this is a ground that is fertile, and there's a lot that needs to be done and needs to continue to be done.
Mm.
Um, my immediate goal is to get my team, the team that I'm currently with, the Fatma Bint Mubarak girls, just to get to love the game more, be better at the game, and have fun while playing the game. That's my immediate goal now. And then
Mm.
working with some other academies here and there when time allows, sharing.
Mm.
And there's a program that we do run, myself, my
Mhm.
husband, and Coach Lamy and Coach Georgia. Probably you know them.
Mhm. Mhm.
Saturdays we do just have a community. We run a community. In the community, we coach. All of us are basketball coaches, so we are giving back to the community in the sense that we get kids who are not able to join academies and stuff just to get to learn the game. And
Mhm.
it's a way of us giving back. So it's another goal for me for now that I'm focusing on. Um, and long term, hopefully, we get to maybe get an opportunity to work with the Lionesses one day. Who knows? So who
Yes.
knows? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Only God knows. Only God knows. He knows the future.
If
Yeah.
become able to, would love to.
Mm.
Yeah. For now, it's
Yeah.
just focusing on family, giving back to the community, and developing those around us. So yeah.
Mm. 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 Man, this has been a great episode. I've learned a lot, and I feel like even we've just like touched the surface, because there are some things, as we talk, there are some things that now come to my mind. I'm like, I have to stay on track on what I wanted us to discuss, because you're talking about something, and I'm like, that can be another episode, But I'm sure you're going to have other episodes as we continue on the show, as you continue to grow, as I continue to grow. You never know, maybe the next one we might do it live. Kama tuko huko UAE, tumekaa mahali hivi, tuna record, tunasema Hoop There is live.
Most welcome. Most would be
Yes,
honored.
yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. That is my dream, actually, to get to a place where now I can actually like an interview like this. Maybe niko UAE, I have a number of Kenyans, I'm just basketball coaches or staff, and I just record the session. But all in all, we are so happy that you came through. And before you give us your last statement, closing remarks, I have quick fire questions for you, just 3, and then we can call it an episode. You can call it an episode. So I'm just going to ask you the questions, and then just give me the first answer
Okay.
to your mind that comes to your mind. Yeah. So, what's one moment in your basketball career that still makes your heart smile?
Oh, I need to pick one. It's I would say just making the national team at 18. I can't. Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
If you could send a message to your 10-year-old self right now, what will it be?
I would say be intentional and take advantage of the opportunities that come your way.
Nice.
Nice. Last one is what's the most surprising thing you've learned about yourself through basketball?
Mm, surprising. Oh, tricky one. Um, I, I would say just venturing out. I would say, venturing out of the country, learning new cultures, meeting new people. Yeah, I would say, yeah.
Yes.
Nice. So you can just give us your closing remarks. Tumekuwekea mic, assume tumekuwekea mic na mayouth wanasikiza. Unaweza waambia nini as you close the show?
I'll repeat what I said before. The life you live is the life you teach. So how you carry out yourself in every way, it speaks without speaking. So live as loud as you can, but in a way that honors God. And basketball-wise, learn the game right, stay true, and have fun. This is something I always say. Have fun while you're playing. If you're not having fun while playing the game, there's no point. So
Yeah.
have fun.
Nice, man. Eish. Man, today's conversation with you showcased the heart of a true competitor, a mentor, a believer who embodies mental toughness, perseverance, putting God first, and passion for the game. So your journey revealed excellence, not only on the physical part, but also on the mental part, being able to balance your life, your studies, your family, and still finding ways to continue to grow and become even stronger and even have an impact in the community that you are in. So thank you so much for coming to the show, sharing your inspiring story and insights. And to the listeners, I hope you learned something. I hope you're inspired to to make sure that in any opportunity that you get, excel in it, and big opportunities will show up for you. So until next time, keep your diary open, keep writing your stories, and we'll meet on the next episode. So from me and Rose, tunasema tu asanteni sana na peace.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Sana.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. From the blacktop dream to the hardwood stages, we rise to the grind, write our names on pages. No shortcuts, just sweat and faith. Every bounce of the ball, yeah, we build our fate. This is hoops for greatness, mindset in motion. Skills with a purpose, fire and devotion. Teaching the youth how to move with pride on the court and in life. We don't just survive, we lead, we learn. We shoot for the stars, every miss is a lesson. Every scar makes you hard. So welcome to the journey where the real ones train. Hopes for greatness when we build that flame.